What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I had a different video planned for today, but I wanted someone to review it first, so that's going to come out tomorrow. So make sure you subscribe with notification on. Tomorrow's going to be a banger of a video. Well, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it is almost time to start busting out those small engines. Put away those snow blowers, pull out them lawnmowers. It's almost time. So what does that mean for you? Well, what I always recommend is at the start of the season, you're going to do an oil change before you even put gasoline in it. I recommend tipping that bad boy over, draining out the oil, putting in a new spark plug, just to get it ready for the season. Once all that's said and done, before you fill up that tank with gasoline, I recommend pouring just a little bit in there to fill up the carburetor. Make sure it pulls up and starts, fires up, it runs great. And then you can fill it up and go on from there. I just want to give you guys a few tips because, before anything, I do recommend you doing the seasonal oil change, especially if you used your lawnmower a lot last year. I know this year a lot of people are going to use it. We had a lot of rain all over the country this year. So you can also make sure you check your blade, either sharpen it or go buy a new one. That's up to you. But I'm going to walk over a few things you guys can do to make your life a little bit easier. So on most generators, lawnmowers and stuff like that, you can access the carburetor just by looking at it. Bam, right there. And all you gotta do is take a 10mm nut, or depending if you have a fuel solenoid, you might need a Phillips screwdriver or something, and try to take that bowl off. Most of the time you don't have to take a whole carburetor off just to get that bowl off. Spray a little bit of carburetor cleaner in there, make sure your float's working, make sure your needle's going up and down. This is quick, run-of-the-muck, easy stuff you can do just on your own without having to take it all apart. But like I said, you can just put a little bit of gas in there, pull it, see if it fires up. If you accidentally left gas in there, I recommend just draining all that gas out. And then still, you might have to take off the whole carburetor depending on how bad the varnish is in there. Sometimes on modern carburetors, you could just, like I said, drain the bowl out. Put fresh gas, it should fire right up, depending on how long it's sat. But when you go to pull out your machines, you just want to make sure everything is on the up and up. Make sure nothing's sun damaged. Make sure your primer bulb, if you're using a 2-stroke or one of those Briggs Craftsman lawnmowers, make sure that primer bulb is spitting primer, even on a pulse jet. Make sure you're seeing fuel if you put a little bit of fuel in there. Because worst thing to come, you use it 1 or 2 days and then you go to use the primer bulb and that thing makes a big old hole from your finger. And then now you're down that day. So make sure you have all that stuff. You can find all this stuff on Amazon. I'll put a link to common stuff like spark plugs, primer bulbs for 4 strokes and 2 strokes, depending on what you have. Maybe some pull cord. If your pull cord's starting to fray, you don't want to pull it and be down that day. And I just recommend buying some cheap oil and 100% do your oil change. A lot of people don't do an oil change. It's super easy. I have plenty of videos. Just type in how to do an oil change repair gang and you'll see it. You just tip over the lawnmower, or if you have a generator, you just open the drain plug. It's pretty simple procedure to do. I do recommend changing your bar oil out on your chainsaws, and that's just a screw thing on the side. Dump it out, put some fresh stuff in there, run it for a few seconds, and then start cutting. You do want to make sure you have a fresh chainsaw blade on there, or it's freshly sharpened. I honestly don't recommend sharpening a chainsaw blade. Once they're dull, they're dull. And some people swear by you could sharpen them 2 or 3 times. I don't recommend that. Just buy a new chainsaw blade, especially if you're do it for a living. Always have a fresh blade. Otherwise, you're going to burn up the machine and have to take it to a technician. So that's just a few things you could do to get ready for the springtime. You want to make sure you have fresh line in there. Don't leave that old line from last season. It's brittle now. Make sure you have fresh line in your string trimmers. And just make sure your machine's good to go before you have to use it. You don't want to go out there and say, oh boy, I need to go do my lawn right now. The wife's bitching. And then you go out there and your lawnmower don't start. Take the time right now during February to get your machine ready for March. That's the main takeaway from this video. Just get it ready for today. Let me know what you guys think down below. Is it too early to start getting your machines ready? Or is there anything else we should add? And if you have any small engine related questions at all whatsoever, make sure you comment down below. I will respond to it. I'm a small YouTuber. I can heart every comment pretty much right now. and I'll answer it to the best of my knowledge. If not, I could probably point you to another YouTuber who knows a little bit more than I do. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe. I got a good video coming out tomorrow. This was just a filler video. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have a great day.